So right now we're starting our day off, driving on Highway 101 north to the Newton B. Drury Scenic Drive. And it's about 22 miles from here where we were. Let's hope it's interesting. This is where you will see the big trees in the redwood, and they're supposed to be 100 years old or even older. This is my first experience. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drive through the scenic drive instead of walking through the path. They do have walking path, but we're not gonna do that because the weather here right now is very windy and it might rain maybe, or it's too cold. 1 minute away. Here we go.
Take a slight right turn, then arrive at your destination.
Heading to the National and State Forest. So right now we are exiting and we're going to the Newton B. Drury Scenic Parkway. And it says Prairie Creek Redwoods. So this is off of Highway 101. This route is off of Highway 101, and what you do is you get off on this road and then you just drive through it. And I don't know about service up here, but we don't have any phone service here. So it looks like the satellite is messed up. There's no phone service. Almost out of the park. Going through some loops here on the road. Okay, we're heading to the finish line here towards Highway 101, and the road is wrapping around areas of the park here. It's a nice drive. We're just parking, taking a little bit of break here, and then we'll take off. Right now we're going to a different
Take
location.
Exit 769 toward Klamath and Turra Valley, then take the first right onto Klamath Glen Road.
We're gonna go to Klamath and look at a different area of trees.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Klamath Glen Road toward Klamath Glen, then turn left.
All right, so I think we are at the right spot right now. We have to pay $5 and we're doing another scenic drive. So this is supposedly where the big trees are, and you can drive through the big trees, so we'll see. As you can see, I'm trying to jump. The hole is really big, and this is really wide. So you could drive a vehicle through, and it's leaking right here. So it's not good to stay in there, but you can see people trying to put their initials on there. And yeah, it looks like a pine tree in here because there's like pine grease or whatever in here. This is the tree that you could drive through. And here's my wife driving through it. It's called the Tour Through Tree in Klamath, California. What do you think? Is it interesting?
No.
So this is what it looks like. The tree, it's a very old tree, and there's running water inside of the tree, or maybe coming down from the tree, and it's leaking right here, so people can drive through it. People like to do that because it's just interesting. If you are in the area and you want to drive through or go see the tree, you'll have to pay $5. There's a little office that you'd have to go and pay, or I think if they're not open, then you have to do some kind of paperwork and pay before you go. So it's okay. It looks really nice in pictures, but when you're here, it's okay. I would give it maybe a number 8 for point of interest. But I think if you have kids, it would be interesting for them because they might have a wow factor while you drive through the tree. There's supposed to be a big old tree in the old trail. Maybe just drive over there and see. Maybe this is the old trail. It's supposed to be an old tree, big old tree or something.
That's the campground.
We try, but unfortunately, we didn't know where the tree that the lady told us about. We did see the other tree where you could drive through, but we couldn't find the second location of the old trail with another tree. So if you see my video on social media and you know where it's at because you live in the Klamath area, let me know. Comment in my comment. So in the future, when I come up here, I can go and see the tree. I'm not a nature person. Nothing against nature. I'm not an explorer, but I'm a curious person where I want to see something when I hear about it or I see about it on video, and just to see it. So, not a nature person, but would like to see, and I saw the tree. So, for some people, it's not a big deal. For me, it's just a thing on my list that I want to do. So that's a check off on my list of things to see. But if you haven't seen the tree and you're in the Klamath area, it's $5, and you basically just drive up and there's a tree right there, and you'll see the tree. You'll be able to drive through the tree. So a lot of tree talking, but many of you might like nature, might be the nature person, so it might be something that you would like to do. For me, it's like once I see it, that's it, and I'm happy. So, but now my mystery is trying to find that other tree. So maybe it's not a big deal for many of you, but for me, it might be something that I want to see next time when I come up here to Klamath, California. So yeah, I have a long ways driving back to the next destination, so I'll just keep on talking because it's a long drive. But this area is very nice. The traffic is, I would say, maybe 45 miles per hour drive on the road, and it's not very fast traffic because it's only 2 lane. There's a lot of vehicles that drive on this road, but this is a highway, so it doesn't turn like too bad, unlike Highway 101, which we drove 2 days ago. Highway 1. It's a nice view on Highway 1, but then it curves a lot and it's really slow, and it's more slow when there's construction going on. And we happened to ran into 2 or 3 spots that had construction going on, but luckily when we were there it was dark, so they were done. But they had the good thing is they have portable red and green lights on the road, so all you had to do was just pretend like there's a light and follow the light. But I would say Highway 1, even though it's a nice drive towards the north end, I don't, for the faint of heart, I don't think you would want to drive by yourself, because it goes really deep in the woods, and there's no gas stations. So if you do plan on driving on Highway 1 towards Eureka, towards 101, that north side, northwest side, I would say if you have a big car or truck or something, bring some extra gas in a container or something. But if your car is good, has good gas mileage, one is pretty good. But if it's dark, and again, if you have a faint at heart, let me get to the point. If you're scared of ghosts, okay, don't drive on Highway 1, because I want to give you the, I don't want to say faint at heart. If you're afraid of ghosts, basically, if you're a person that is afraid of ghosts, don't drive by yourself on Highway 1 towards the north end of the highway, because it's really dark, and when you drive dark at night, there's trees, and it makes it even darker. Even daytime, some parts it's dark because there's a lot of big trees that surround the highway. So I wouldn't recommend you driving by yourself if you're afraid of ghosts or gremlins or whatever fear you have at nighttime when you're driving on the road. Drive with a friend, and it's probably safer too, because if you have friends with you or people with you in the car, it's just basically safer, because you don't know you don't know the people on the road. Some people might look like they're nice people, but you never know who they are. So it's always good to it would be good, I would recommend driving with other people in your vehicle, and then in case of emergency, you have help right there. But another issue with Highway 1 is, I believe, not all of the areas, but areas like in north of San Francisco and towards the end of Highway 1, there's no cell signal. So I guess it depends on what kind of phone service you have, but my service just shows on my phone SOS. So and the map doesn't work very good. So maybe bring a GPS. If you have a GPS is probably better than using your phone, because there's no signal on the map on your phone. So bring a GPS as a backup, not just Highway 1, but I basically bring a GPS if you want to do road trips or anywhere. But since I've experienced driving on Highway 2, or not Highway 2, Highway 1, since I've driven through it, it's like another check off my list. And I think it would be a long time until maybe I would drive again, because to me, it's just the long drive that I can't take, and the curvy road, slow driving. I don't have patience, and maybe, to me, I'm not afraid of ghosts, but I don't think I would want to drive by myself either, even though I'm not afraid of ghosts. I think I would rather drive with people, because it's more fun and more safe. In case there's an emergency, the more people you have on the road, I think it's better. It's more fun. Everybody has their own phone, so in case my phone doesn't work, there's somebody's phone that might work in case of an emergency. You never know, maybe, yeah. So you never know what's on the road. So be safe on the road. For those of you that do road trips, this trip to me, I consider as a road trip slash sightseeing. So, but then I think road trip would be maybe the main reason for this trip. Even though we did go to some different spots in the Pacific side of California, Pacific Ocean. Me personally, I had some majority good experience, but one bad experience, in that I'm not gonna say what or where, but I don't want to, but I would, one tip I would give to anybody when buying something on the road is, if you don't see a price, ask the cashier first before you buy it, because sometimes these places, they get you, because you don't look at the price, and when you bring it to the cashier, it's $50, and it's not worth $50. So I don't want to say exactly what, but that's basically what I went through. and what I bought, to me, it wasn't that the value of what I paid for. So I could have went somewhere else and bought the same thing, tastes better, cheaper, and more of it, instead of buying at that place. So that's a word of advice for any of you that is planning to do road trips, or stop at like just certain places to visit, like let's say like a zoo or some kind of destination. If they have merchandise or whatever, food, whatever, make sure you know what the price is before you buy, because they're gonna get you by charging you like 4 times the amount that it's supposed to be, when you can go to a certain store and get more for a cheaper price. But I had so far I had one bad experience, and one of them was buying something without asking or knowing about the price. So it's not a big deal, but it does stay in my mind, and it's still in my mind. I keep on thinking about it. So it really bugs me that it's my fault that I didn't do the research, or I didn't bother to look or ask. So I don't blame the place. I blame myself, basically. But still, I felt like, what I bought wasn't worth the money that I spent on. So that's just learning from my mistake, and I'm passing it to you, and encourage you, if you do road trip again, ask questions, not just about buying stuff, but you could ask questions about other stuff, like, how do I get here? Do you know any good places I can eat, or cheap places? What's the best place to eat? Things like that. Just ask people, but not anybody. Don't ask anybody though, because you don't know people. They might look nice, but maybe they're not. So, but if you trust the person, you could ask that person or persons and get some advice. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with certain areas, that would be a way to get information when you're there. But we did stop at some pretty good. I think one of this fish and sandwich place, fish and taco. I thought that was pretty good. I'm not gonna say where, but it's a fish and taco place where it's seafood, and they made fish into a taco. So it was really nice. Tastes pretty good. It's pretty good.